Hello, and welcome. Electric cars have recently become the hottest trending thing in the automotive industry. They are our future. Now, it may be a decade or more before they become mainstream, though this is definitely where the industry is heading. Thanks to some research from HowStuffWorks.com, my auto mechanics class, and fantastic insight from car expert Brian Cooley, you will see for yourself how these new machines work by exploring the pros and cons of electric cars. A real-world example will also be given by showing you how the Nissan Leaf works and comparing this car to standard combustion engine cars in real-world examples. So let's begin. First of all, we have the pros. Electric cars run on, surprise, electricity. This means it uses no gas, which means no carbon footprint at all. Electricity is completely natural and renewable, and using it does absolutely nothing to the environment. Since these cars run on electric motors and no gas is needed, you don't need to ever change oil, worry about your engine freezing, or anything else that plagues combustion engines, because there is no engine. Not having an engine makes it quiet, so the quality of the ride is much more pleasurable for those who don't like the sound of a noisy engine. Usually they don't have much horsepower, but because electricity is instant, there's an incredible amount of torque. No engine also means less time is spent repairing and troubleshooting, making electric cars extremely cheap to use and maintain. However, there are a few negatives. For example, the battery in most cars today do not hold equivalent amount of energy as a full tank of gas. Therefore, electric cars have limited range. Something drivers will soon discover what Brian Cooley calls range anxiety. Nope, can't go there. It's out of my range. Well, I better not go there today because I don't want to be on the fringe of my car's battery range. Yeah, stuff like that. To add to that, anytime any of the car's other functions are used, they will add to the battery drainage. These are things like using air conditioning and heat, playing the radio, using the windshield wipers, all of it. Most cars do have solar panels to help reduce the need to use these functions, but so far they do not charge the car. Speaking of charging, filling up an electric car with, electricity takes up time. Yeah, a lot of time. You can use a standard 110 watt outlet from your house, but be prepared to wait. It will take anywhere from 8 to 13 hours to fully charge your car. Using a 220 watt outlet will have the time, and most electric cars have an optional home adapter to charge your car fully in, say, an hour or less. Also, electricity brings a new trend in cars. There are not very many car charging stations available to charge your car when you are out and about, like a gas station, though more are being added all the time. Another thing is these cars may look kind of goofy, although there is a reason for this. If you make these cars look too similar to regular gas cars, sales will suffer. But on the flip side, make these cars look too different and sales will also suffer because they're just plain ugly. Speaking of ugly, there's the Nissan Leaf. Now, personally, I don't think it's ugly, but it is, you can tell, one of these just different cars. Blue antenna, blue tinted chrome, blue lights. Yep, blue tinted aesthetics is Nissan's way of saying green. Blue equals green? Okay. It does have a wimpy 107 horsepower, though a whopping 206 foot-pounds of torque gives plenty of power to help the Leaf keep up with other city cars and not be too much of a burden on the battery. One side note, foot-pounds of torque is just a measurement of turning force. Like with all other electric cars, using the air conditioning, heat, window shield wipers, and so on, all use electricity from the battery. Luckily, the Leaf is one of these cars that has the solar panel on the outside, which helps reduce the need of these functions. Like an automatic transmission, the electric motor of the Leaf dynamically changes the speed without a fuss. There's only one speed transmission, and since it's a motor and not an engine, there are no gears to turn. If you compare the amount of energy in the battery of the Leaf to the amount of energy in gasoline, it gets an equivalent of about 99 miles per gallon, which is amazing, by the way. Although, there's a caveat, with an average range of about 77 miles, this adds to that blasted range anxiety that the driver might experience. Although this range does greatly depend on how you drive, the terrain you drive on, and the weather you drive in. Let me give you an example. So say you're driving on a flat road, following the speed limit in good, sunshiny, happy-go-lucky weather. In these cases, you're likely to exceed that average range. But, on the flip side, if you are a speed demon driving down those curvy roads and hills, Jason Bourne style, in bad weather, expect that number to drop, rather dramatically. It only costs about $3 for a fully charged battery, of course depending on where you live. Although the actual cost is about $7.50 for the same range as a full tank of gas. Still though, $7.50 is way cheaper than what it costs to fill up a full tank of gas. According to my dad, it costs about $35 to fill up our Mini Cooper, which seats 4, and about $50 to fill up our Honda, which seats 5, both cars of which are similar in capacity and physical size to the Nissan Leaf. Because of that, the Nissan Leaf is also surprisingly cheap to own over the course of 1 year, about $560, compared to more than $1,500 for a standard car. Did your transmission break? Ah, dang it, I hate it when that happens. If that's the case, it'll cost up to $4,000 to get that fixed on a regular car, although only $0 for a Leaf, because it has no transmission, because there is no engine. Awesome. Costing about $33,000, it is slightly more expensive than a standard car, although you do get a government tax rebate the same year you buy the car, which alleviates some cost issues. So, there you have it. You now know why these cars are our future. You know the incredible pros, such as what electricity means to the world and your wallet, the few drawbacks, such as charging times and goofy looks, and can utilize this knowledge with real-world examples, keeping in mind the Nissan Leaf. And that's it. That's the future. It's happening here. It's happening now. As more and more car makers offer new electric offerings, this is what you can expect out of our industry. Hopefully this was very informative, and I hope you guys liked it. Thank you for listening.